morning, I'm Tom Watts. I'm the district sales manager for the Southwest. Been nominated for this today, so we've brought the Gehl DL-10H 55. Our nomenclature basically stands for Dynalift, which was a trade name we acquired when we picked up TCI in '86. It is a TK machine with 55 foot of boom, 55 foot 1 inch to be exact. Placement is 55 foot. It will take 5,500 pounds all the way up with the outriggers down to the 55 foot placement height. I'm going to start up front and kind of make my way around the back. The Gehl DL series is kind of unique in many facets. One is that we have the ability to do a selective boom, so you can either take a high profile mounted boom or you can take a low profile mounted boom, as well as we have various lengths in which you can select, whether it be a 44 foot 10K or a 55 foot 10K, and on right down through the product family. One of the things that we do offer too is also two mounting tool systems. This is the Dyna attached that we have. It's a narrow, it's used for lift and place type applications. Then we also have what we call a Dyna carrier, which is a wide mount type attachment, which would be used for bucket or high force applications in which you want more stability at the horse head. We use a channel, we also have the auxiliary hydraulics that's standard on our 55 foot boom. That's on the other side, which we'll get to. We have a box channel boom, pretty strong and rigid. We do allow the DL series to be utilized in loader type application with buckets for breakout force, as well as digging and engaging in the dirt. Or of course you can utilize it again for a lift and place type application. We offer frame mounted stabilizers. These are all actually actuated through rocker switches inside the operator compartment. They basically are required on our 55 foot as standard. Everything else would be optional, whether it's an RS series all the way down. Moving to our axles, we have Carraro axles, 26.48 axles, outboard planetaries, 4-wheel wet braking system, 55 degree steering degrees of steering. One of the things the Gehl company does profess to have, and that's the most cubic foot in the industry at 55 cubic foot for the operator environment. It is wide, roomy, ergonomically laid out, wide point of entrance and access to get out of the machine for a wide guy like myself or even a tall guy. Step up in here real quick. We do offer a tilt steering wheel on here. That's standard on all the DL series. We have a Dana T16000 transmission with 4 forward, 2 reverse speeds. Again, our axles offer is pretty much everybody here except for the great all 3 steering modes, 2-wheel, all-wheel, and crab. One of the unique things in the operator environment is we do have a single joystick with 2 different options. Again, we have things running in pairs of 2s, but this machine has what we call a dual function joystick. The boom, up, down, extension, retraction is going to be pilot operated. The fork tilt and auxiliaries is electronic over hydraulic actuation. If we had a tri-function, it would remain a pilot operated joystick. Then in that situation, you'd have 2 buttons to actuate your fork tilt, as well as 2 buttons to actuate your auxiliary hydraulics. DL series does come standard with a D clutch, so you have the clutch D standard in the machine. Also in the machine here, which I'll talk about a little bit more, but the actuation is what we call our PWP system, which stands for Personal Work Platform. We are one of the companies in the industry that has approval from OSHA under B566. That's i.e. why we have a man basket, which we'll demonstrate here with our remote boom control function, which is recently launched this year at World of Concrete. We offer, again, back here a little bit of storage space. This machine is actually equipped with a cab heat and air. It is going up into the northern climate when it leaves here. It is an option. If you did not order a cab heat or a cab heat and air, you'd basically have an open ROPS canopy complete with just a right-hand side glass. That is what standard is, the right-hand side glass. On the boom here, which I'll point out, which is good visibility, we have a deluxe boom indicator. As the boom goes up, the operator does have complete visibility, whether he's in the operating capacity. If he's on a man basket as well, it gives him complete visibility the way this deluxe boom indicator is laid out. So we do get a lot of positive feedback on that boom indicator. A couple other features. I will get to the engine, which is the John Deere 4045T turbocharged on the other side. We offer an engine override switch in the operator environment here. So if the engine should sense high oil pressures, or excuse me, low oil pressure, high coolant temp, it would basically have a 30-second indicator. It would shut down the engine. There is an override switch in here, which you'd be able to actuate the machine and move it in 30-second intervals to get out of harm's way or load it up on a truck should you need to do so. We also offer a side storage compartment in our DL series, which is standard. It allows the operator to put his chains, gloves, hard hat, lunch, whatever it may be, so that they're not crowding their feet on a job site, bouncing around, open ROPs, and get stuff caught up underneath the throttle or the brake, or falls out, or gets caught as it's drugged from the side of the machine, whatever it may be. It also has all your maintenance information listed right here, all the part numbers, diagnostic codes for transmission, and other general information. Fuse panel accessibility right here, as well as it has a transmission module for indication that should you have a failure in your transmission. And then we have a nice little sensor up here which is built into the PWP system, which we'll show you here shortly. Our rear axle stabilization will basically engage at 60 degrees. At 60 degrees, it basically puts the transmission in neutral and applies the parking brake. Yes, automatic transmission is in neutral. The rear axle stabilization will also take place if you engage the PWP system. So anytime you engage the PWP system, it will automatically lock in as well. In order to engage it, John or a single operator would get up into the operator environment, turn the key on to a non-start position. We do have a red switch on the left-hand side of the steering column here. It must be pressed down. The brake has to be held and engaged for 5 seconds. When that does, the light will actually stay solid on the system. Once that's done, the transmission's locked out. House tilt's locked out from the 10 degrees, so it will not move in a house tilt situation. Everything is locked out. Of course, you want to set your outriggers depending on how, what you're doing, etc. But basically, if he's going all the way up above 55 foot, we set that all down for simple demonstrations. I'll go ahead and let him start the machine, and we're not going to take it off real high. You can start the machine from the handheld device. It has a trigger on the underside which allows you to feather the machine so you can go as fast or slow. You can basically boom up, boom down, extension, retract. Back storage back, you get valve bank, counterweights, accessible right in the back part of the machine. We do have some big oversized boom cylinders which are back here, as well as slave cylinders for self-leveling and upward motion. Front right hand side we do have the frame tilt, which is pretty standard at 10 degrees, unless anyone already said they had 12, but 10 degree house tilt left to right. Standardly we do use a John Deere 4045T turbocharged 115 horsepower engine. We do have a large oversized battery down there in here, which drop a bolt out the underside of the machine. Filters are, of course, located on the other side of the machine. Fuel filter, oil filters on the back side. The intake is on the front side of the engine, which allows it to take in as much clean fuel air as possible. The primary filters here, fuel gauge. Again, a lot of people mentioned fuel into hydraulic oil, vice versa. Fuel up on the far right side of the corner. Hydraulic oil fills in the back left-hand corner of the engine compartment. Coolers in the back side. Right, and rear mirror, standard. This unit does have a light package, which is standard. Rear tailgate, which I didn't point out, does have backup lights, as well as brake lights. Overall height of the rear machine is 7 foot 11 inches. Back machine to the front of the chassis is going to be 10 foot 8 inches. Front all the way extended 40 foot 8 inches will pick up 2,000 pounds. I stated all the way at 55.